morning, welcome to day 9 of Vlogmas. So it's Saturday the 9th of December and it is a very rainy Saturday morning here at the moment in the south of England. So we woke up to rain here and it's been raining pretty much ever since. And my son and I were thinking about going on a run this morning, but when we saw the weather outside, we decided against it. We thought it wouldn't be that fun to get soaked through. So yeah, we decided instead to have a bit of a cosy, relaxed morning at home. So we haven't rushed to get out of our pyjamas. It's been quite low-key, which is quite a nice start to the weekend actually, and I think probably much needed because it has been quite a busy week this week. So yeah, we're now actually up and dressed, so I thought I'd come on and share with you what Elf was up to the night and what I'm wearing and a few other things. So I'll start off as usual with what we found Elf up to when we came down this morning. So when we came down this morning, we found that Elf had been a bit of a daredevil actually, and it looked like he had decided to try a spot of rock climbing. So he decided to go rock climbing up our mirror. I'll put a picture up so you can see, and he'd roped in literally quite a few Sylvanian families to join him. I don't know whether they wanted to or not, but it looked like they were coming along either way. So yeah, Elf was at the top. He had a little sort of pickaxe. I don't know whether it was sort of an ice climb almost. And then he'd safely tied in all of the Sylvanian families underneath. So it looked like quite a sort of happy climbing party, hopefully. I hope they were all up for it. But yeah, my daughter decided she'd rescue them and take them down in case it was a bit too much of a thrill-seeking activity for all the Sylvanians. But yeah, Elf looked very happy there. So yeah, now we know that Elf is super strong and also a bit of a daredevil as well. So yeah, that is what he was up to this morning. And then in terms of what I'm wearing today, well, I thought I'd put on something quite nice and Christmassy because later today we are going out to the panto, which should be nice. So I thought I'd wear something that was quite nice and festive for that. So I've got on, I think, a top that I think I made last year, perhaps in the run up to Christmas. And this is this pattern here. I love this pattern. It is the cuff top pattern by the Assembly line. So it is a little bit similar to the Sunita top by Fibre Mood, which I've been sharing a bit about my adjustments to that one through Vlogmas. It's a woven top pattern with a boat neck, quite a wide boat neck, and then a grown-on sleeve with these oversized cuffs. That's a big feature of the top, I guess, and why it's called the cuff top. I think from memory, you're supposed to insert 5 centimetre wide elastic, so quite a wide piece of elastic to make those cuffs. Then it's got quite a straight sort of boxy fit to it. And you make it by cutting 2 pattern pieces at the front and 2 at the back and then creating this seam line down the front. So it is quite a nice one that you could colour block on. I have made one version that is a colour block version. It comes together really nicely. The neckline's finished with a facing, which yeah, isn't my favourite. So I think if I make it again in the future, I might switch it for a bias binding. But yeah, it does come together really nicely. The only adjustment I've made to all my versions is to bring in the neckline slightly. As you can see, it's still quite a wide neckline even with me having it brought it in slightly, but I do always bring it in because I do like to wear these tops without a top underneath when the weather's a bit cooler, when the weather's a bit warmer, and I just wanted to make sure my bra straps wouldn't show, so bring it a little bit. Still gives me enough room to pull it over my head, but it just means there's no risk of the bra straps showing because it's so wide. But yeah, and it's got a good size range, this top too. There are 2 size categories. There's an extra small to a large, and then an extra large to a 4XL, which takes you up to bust of 63 inches. And the larger size range has a bust start built in. The smaller size range doesn't. It's just like a sort of straight up and down fit. And I've always made the extra small, which is pretty much bang on my measurements. And I like the fit. It's kind of like a relaxed fit. And for this version I'm wearing today, I made it in this lovely baby cord fabric that I got from Minerva. And I've sewn with this fabric. I made a few different garments with it. Actually, I've also made a Nina Lee Bakerloo dress. Is that the right name? I think it's a Bakerloo dress in like a royal blue version. But it's lovely fabric. It's really velvety and nice and soft. So it works quite well for dresses and tops and things. It's quite nice and lightweight, but it's also quite cosy because it's a corduroy. Yeah, so you can see a little bit, hopefully. I'll come a bit closer so you can see the texture. I'm not sure whether it's picking up on screen, the actual corduroy, but it's a very, very fine baby cord. So yeah, I really like this colour. I think it's a nice Christmassy one. I think the only other adjustment I made to the pattern is I had 4 centimetre wide elastic in stock instead of 5 centimetre, but I think that still works well and makes a nice feature out of the cuffs. And yeah, I made my version slightly cropped. And yeah, it's a nice comfy top to wear. It does feel nice and Christmassy in this colour. And then I've got it layered over just a Freya top by Tilling the Buttons from the stretch book, just in like a plain black cotton jersey. And I've got it on with a pair of ready to wear jeans. And I thought also I'd put some earrings on today. I don't always wear earrings and I'm not such a dangly earring wearer, but I spotted these ones in my jewellery box this morning and I thought the colour of them went really nicely with the colour of the top, so I thought I'd pop them on. Since we're going out to the Pantone, it might be nice to be extra Christmassy. They're just little stars I think my husband bought me as like a little Christmas present a few years ago. So yeah, I've got those on too. And I'll put a picture up so you can see what the whole outfit looks like on. It actually is really nice and cozy, this top, and it's a really nice one to wear. And like I mentioned, it is quite similar to the Tanita top by Fibre Move, which I've been talking about this Vlogmas, but I think the main differences are obviously this cuff's a lot more oversized. It's not gathered in at the bottom by elastic. It's maybe a slightly narrower fit. I think the Tanita top maybe has a bit more of a wider sleeve and a slightly wider fit possibly. And I think probably I do like the shape of the cuff top that little bit more. But when I tried the Tanita top, I was quite curious to see how it would compare. So that's why I tried it, even though it is quite similar. But yeah, I do like this one actually. I haven't worn it a great deal because it does feel very Christmassy. So it's nice to get it on now, feeling nice and festive. So yeah, that's what I'm wearing today, and I will link this baby cord fabric down below if it is still in stock at Minerva. It is really lovely and velvety and soft. I think the fabric I used for my Freya top was another Minerva fabric. I think it was their organic black cotton jersey, so I'll link that fabric down below too. It's just quite a nice lightweight stretchy cotton jersey, and quite nice to have that layered underneath my calf top to keep me nice and cozy. And then the next thing I wanted to share was a little make that I finished just before Vlogmas that I haven't shared yet. And it's just two new sleeping masks I made for myself. So here they are. I decided to make these because a few weeks ago we went away for the weekend and we stayed at like a Premier Inn. And then when we got home and unpacked, I couldn't find my sleeping mask anywhere. So I don't know whether I left it there. We did give the hotel a ring to see if it had turned up, but they hadn't found it. So it may be that it's somewhere, I might find it somewhere randomly, like tucked inside something else, or who knows. But yeah, I kind of really like that sleeping mask, and I had enough fabric to be able to make a new version of it. So I thought, well, I'll make a new version, and then if the old one turns up, I have two. So this is the one I'm remade in this lovely sort of quilting cotton weight fabric. I think I initially bought this fabric during COVID to make some face masks, but I think I bought maybe half from each of it, so there's plenty left over. So yeah, I made another version. It's quite a nice fabric. I think I like the sort of the blue with the white flowers. So that's one new sleeping mask I made. And then while I was making it, I thought, I was having a look through my sort of cottons, and I thought it would be really pretty to have one in this fabric too. I'll show you this side because it really shows off the print. This, I think, is an Art Gallery Fabrics cotton print. And I used this originally for a pair of shorts. I can't remember the name of the shorts. I think they're called maybe the sports shorts by Friday Pat & Co. If I've got the name wrong, I'll put the right name up below. It's a pattern by Friday Pat & Co. that you can actually download for free, or you can pay as much as you want for the pattern. So it's got like a flexible payment option on it. And I made a pair, it's like a sort of summer pair of loungewear shorts in this really pretty fabric. And yeah, I had a little bit left over and I thought it'd be really pretty for a sleeping mask too. So there's just two little makes that I finished off just before Vlogmas. It's nice to have a couple more sleeping masks. I do like to sort of switch them over when I'm washing one, and then yeah, being able to wear another one when I'm asleep at night. They're a really good gift as well, I think. I've made some for my husband, I made some for my son and my mum too, so I'm not gifting any this Christmas because everyone already has some, but I do think they'd make a lovely gift. The sleeping masks I made came from this book here, which is the Make It Simple book by Tilling the Buttons. There's a sleeping mask pattern in there. I already had this book, so I decided to use that pattern, but there are quite a lot of free sleeping mask patterns online as well, so if you fancy making your own sleeping mask, you wouldn't really need to buy this book. I'm sure you could find a nice free pattern online. It comes together quite nicely. It's quite a nice speedy sew. And then for the inside, for the wadding, to make the sleeping mask a little bit squishy and comfy, I've used bamboo wadding that I had left over just from offcuts from making quilts for my son and daughter, which I made quite a while ago now, maybe last year. And it's quite nice actually because they've got them out on their beds at the moment, keeping them cosy in this cooler weather. So I thought, in case you haven't seen them before, I thought I'd share a picture of them. I'm really pleased with them. I loved doing a bit of quilting and I would like to do some more, but this is the one I made for my son. he wanted a sort of Minecraft inspired quilt. So I kind of chose a lot of different Minecrafty colours, different greens and a bit of grey, and just sort of put them together to make like a pixelated Minecraft style quilt. I really enjoyed actually choosing those colours and putting that together. It's a lot of fun. And he loves green, so yeah, it's just right up his street, I think. And then for my daughter, I used some pretty fat quarters that I'd got online. I originally got them actually to make a mini quilt when I did my quilting course. I did a quilting course to sort of learn a bit about quilting a while ago. And she really liked those quilting cottons. So I bought some more of them and made a full-size quilt for her. So I'll put that one up too. And then with a bit of a sort of hot pink border, which isn't coming through. It's a bit hotter pink than it's showing in that photograph. But yeah, it's been really nice seeing them both enjoying their quilts, and they're quite nice and cosy with the bamboo wadding. But I had a few different offcuts, so it's been really nice to be able to use that for these sleeping masks. And I guess bamboo is quite a nice fabric to have right up against your face too. So yeah, I thought I'd share those two little masks that I made just recently. So probably now that I've made this one, the other one will turn up, but I figure they don't take up much space. It's not too much of a problem to have a few little sleeping masks sitting on my bedside table ready to be used. But definitely quite a nice little project and perfect for a little quick Christmas gift and a nice little scrap buster too. So I thought I'd share those. And then in terms of plans for the rest of the day, well, this morning we've got a morning at home planned. We've got a bit of homework to get done, some house jobs, a bit of playing, that sort of thing. And then this afternoon, like I mentioned, we are heading out to see a local pantomime. So we're going to a local theatre, and the pantomime we're going to see is Sleeping Beauty. And it would be nice to do that as a family, because last year we didn't book to see a pantomime as a family because both of my children saw a pantomime with school. So my son was taken out to a local theatre to see a pantomime with his class. And then my daughter's class had a travelling pantomime company come into the school to perform for them. They both really enjoyed them, but we thought we'd maybe do some other Christmassy activities instead, since they already each had a pantomime scheduled in. But this year school aren't doing any pantomime trips or pantomimes coming in, so we thought we'd book to see one as a family. So we booked a local theatre for Sleeping Beauty. It's a matinee performance, so it's starting at 3, so quite a nice time. And my mum's coming along too, so I think the plan is after lunch we'll head across to my mum's house and have a cup of tea there and a chat and a play, and then we'll all go across the pantomime together. So that should be nice. I must admit, pantomimes aren't really my thing. Even as a child, I wasn't super keen on them, even though they're kind of a traditional thing to do in the run up to Christmas. They were never my favourite. I'm not a big fan of the audience participation and all that he's behind you and that sort of thing. It's just, yeah, it isn't right on my street. But my children do really enjoy them, I know. So I think it'll be lovely to go along and seeing them enjoy it. And I think seeing them enjoy it will be enjoyable for me, even if the pantomime itself, isn't quite wouldn't quite be my chosen Christmas activity. But yeah, I guess it's nice to go along and see a traditional pantomime. And I haven't seen a Sleeping Beauty before. We've done Aladdin before, Peter Pan. So it'll be interesting to see how Sleeping Beauty translates into pantomime form. I'm sure there'll be some twists and turns. So yeah, that is the plan this afternoon. So I think I'll finish off here and then I'll pop on a little bit later. I'm not sure if I'll pop on before the pantomime or after the pantomime, but I will pop on after the pantomime definitely and let you know how it goes and whether I enjoyed it. So I'll finish off here for now anyway and catch up a little bit later. And I thought I'd leave you with a bit of progress we're making on our Christmas puzzle. I've been taking some pictures every evening as to how we're getting along with it. So I'll pop those in now and then I'll catch up with you again a little bit later. So see you in a bit. Bye. So I'm back again now and it's about 6:30 in the evening here now, so quite a bit later than when I left you earlier. So we've been out at the pantomime all afternoon and then we got back about half an hour or so ago and I got the children some dinner and they're now having dinner in the other room with my husband. So I thought now would be a good point to pop in here and catch up with you guys. And actually we had a really lovely time at the pantomime. It was really, really good, much better than I was expecting. I enjoyed it myself as well as enjoying the children enjoying it. So it was definitely a success. And I took a few pictures while I was there so I could show you. The theatre set in the grounds of like an English country house, quite an old building. And we got there a little bit early, so we went and had a little look in the house. It's open to the public. They had some nice Christmas decorations up. It was really nice to have a little look around there. So I took a few pictures of that. And then actually, at the end of the pantomime, before they did their sort of closing number, they encouraged members of the audience to turn their phones on and actually record the final number and share on social media, take pictures, share if you wanted, I guess, to sort of publicise the pantomime and show a little bit of what it's about. So I was quite pleased because it meant I could record a little bit at the end to show you guys. So what I'll do is I'm going to pop in a few pictures of us in the house before and then at the pantomime, and a little video of the sort of closing number. And then I'll catch you up again here. So I'll leave you that, and then I'll see you back here again in a moment. So yeah, I'll put that in now. Enjoyed seeing that little montage of our afternoon out at the pantomime. My son was quite pleased to get a photo with the cast after the show. My daughter wasn't too keen, she preferred to admire them from afar, but yeah, it was a really good time had by all. But we're back home now, and our plans are this evening to have a bit of a family evening watching Strictly Come Dancing, which my son and daughter really enjoy watching. I think it might be the semi-finals tonight. It's like the UK equivalent of Dancing with the Stars, in case you didn't know when you're in the US. So yeah, that is our plan this evening. I'm going to go and get my husband into my dinner started in a moment. We wanted to make sure the children ate because I think they were quite hungry after the pantomime, but yeah, we'll have a dinner in a little bit. Oh yeah, and I've changed, as you can see. I've got some comfy evening clothes on now. I've got on this sweatshirt, which I've been reaching for a lot in the evening. It's my Megan Nielsen Jarrah sweatshirt in this pink cosy fleeceback sweatshirting fabric from Fabric Godmother. I think I mentioned this one I was wearing earlier in Vlogmas, but I'll link the pattern and the fabric again below. You can get matching ribbing for this fabric too, so I've got the ribbing on the cuffs, which is a bit more stretchy than the actual fleecy fabric. And then I'm also wearing a pair of handmade joggers too. I'll stand up a bit so you can see them as well. Just stand up on the sofa there. I made these using the True Bias Hudson pants pattern, which is my favourite joggers pattern. And I made these ones. These are my extra cosy pair of Hudson pants because I made them using another fleeceback sweatshirting fabric. This one is a Mind the Maker fleeceback sweatshirting fabric, which I bought in a few colours. Earlier in Vlogmas, I was wearing that sweatshirt, the Myland sweatshirt in the sage green and the lilac, that colour blocked sweatshirt, and that was also with this same fabric. But I think the colourway I've got on my legs this evening is like a sort of burnt orange type colour. I think it's called Sienna, but I'll double check and I'll link it down below. And again, this fabric you can get matching ribbing for as well. So I've got the ribbing on the cuffs and on the little pocket detail, and also on the waistband, just to make the waistband a bit less bulky and to make the sort of the ankle cuffs a bit more stretchy. The sweet fleeceback sweatshirting fabric isn't the stretchiest fabric ever, so because the Hudson pants has quite a slim leg, what I did when I made this version was I just widened the leg slightly. I didn't actually adjust the pattern pieces, just when I was cutting the pattern piece, I think I might just cut an extra centimetre or so around the edge just to make that a little bit wider so that I can sort of bend my legs without it being too restrictive because of the lack of stretch in the fabric. But they're lovely and snuggly, so I'm feeling nice and cosy because it's turned into a cold evening. So yeah, I'm looking forward to having a cosy evening on the sofa, having a watch of Strictly Come Dancing in my nice cosy handmade clothes. So that is the plan. So I think I'll finish this video off here because I need to get it all edited and up. It's going to be up a little bit later than usual, but that's okay. So yeah, I'm going to get it sorted. Hopefully you'll still enjoy watching it even if it is up a little bit later. So yeah, thank you very much for joining me for another day of Vlogmas, and I'll look forward to see you again for day 10 tomorrow. So yeah, I hope you have a nice evening, whatever you're doing, whenever you're watching this. I hope you're having a good day, and yeah, see you again tomorrow. Bye.